I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Dr. Bones, listening to Dr. Bones.
Good afternoon, this is Dr. Bones live for the second time, and I do apologize for the few issues we had, but now we are good to go. So, starting off, I have Jack from Watchtower. Welcome to the show.
Alright, thanks for having me.
So we started off with where the name came from, and he said there was a little confusion where some people related to Jimi Hendrix and other people related to Jehovah's Witness magazine.
Yeah, pretty much.
So was there any kind of long thought process behind it, or did you just shouted out one night, stayed out one night and said, you know what, this sounds good?
That was pretty much how it went. We just went to a pub in Liverpool, and our bass player just randomly said it, and then I was like, yeah, it's a good name. So we just went with that. But it was meant to be a temporary name, and it's ended up just sticking. So.
Oh, right on. Well, you know what? It's just, you know what? You've heard it so many times since you were at a pub. You know, most good ideas come from alcohol. So.
Yeah.
so kind of worked out. I mean, I'm glad it stuck as a name instead of just a temporary one.
Yeah.
So now, how long have you guys been together as a band? Like, you guys know each other for a while? Did you guys go to school together? I mean, how'd that form?
Well, me and our first bass player, we went to school together and we decided to start a band. Then he knew a drummer who works in mechanics, like fixing cars, and I know a guitarist who's still at school. So we just sort of got together, had a jamming. We were just jamming loads of Led Zeppelin, and there was chemistry, so we decided to make it a band.
Well, you know what?
But we've been together about 2 years because we've had a lot of line-up changes.
Oh, well, you know, that does happen quite frequently. I know I've actually heard that quite often, and I can understand, I mean, because from what the bands have said, just because they don't fit the musical direction they want to go in, or they just weren't into it at the time, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think with our bass players, it wasn't so much the musicality, it was more they enjoyed the party lifestyle more. They liked to pretend they were plastic.
Oh, really, eh? Okay, you just cut out there for a minute. Oh. You there, Jack? Right, just what? Oh. Well, we lost the call again, so don't worry, we're going to keep this going. So I know we just heard it, but let's hear it anyways because it's a great tune. Let's hear it Under Your Thumb, and I'll try to get Jack back on the line here. So enjoy this, Watchtower, Under Your Thumb. All right, that was Under Your Thumb by Watchtower, and we got him back just in time. Awesome, we're back, Jack.
You alright?
All right, awesome. So this song when you sent it to me when I first heard it, like I really enjoyed it, and mainly because it's got that kind of old kind of like rock and roll feel to it, and just the kind of the climbing guitar riff. I'm not sure how else to put it, but it just got that kind of upbeat tune that you can really get into, and it's just one of those ones like it's not necessarily get up and go nuts, but it's almost like you want to do a little bit of a swing dance to it.
Yeah, that was the idea.
So, and it just it's just one of those things. And the other thing is it kind of reminded me a little bit of like is there a possible ska influence in there?
Which, sorry?
A ska influence?
Ska.
Yeah, like the Specials, the Selector.
I don't really listen to much ska music. I mean, I think there's like a choral influence in there with the beginning, and I think the middle section is more like Beatles influenced, and that middle section I think is like the chorus. I think is like really influenced by Queens of the Stone Age.
Definitely can see that. That was going to be my next question, actually. Because, and just ironically, I was actually listening to Queens of the Stone Age on the way home today, so you're going to love the irony in that.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favourite bands, absolutely fantastic.
So, as far as those influences go, do you not necessarily focus on them, but do you kind of know some in other tunes after you've written them? Like, I mean, let's put it this way, how does the song dynamic work? I mean, does it each one come to the table with an idea? Does one person kind of take the reins and say, we're going to try out this song and we'll try it this way, or how's that work?
Well, normally I come up with the chord progressions and then I'll bring it into practice rehearsals and say, I've got this song idea, then I'll play the and then we normally just jam it, and the drummer will figure out some beats. I'll tell everybody what the chords are, the bass player will think of something, and then normally we leave our guitarist just to come up with some lines, like guitar lines, but I had that walking guitar line, that sort of chromatic sort of scale.
We will get through this. Come hell or high water, we will get through this. There we go, we got you back. So you're left off at walking scale, sort of chromatic. Go.
Sorry. Yeah, I sort of come up with that. I come up with that walking chromatic scale at the melody. I sort of come up with that, so I let our lead guitarist use that as the main thing, and then whatever throughout the song he can come up with his own stuff. But that song in particular is mainly my idea, but everyone else had their own input.
Now, do you find that you guys ever start working on one song and then it kind of turns into a jam and it turns into something completely different? And do we still have you there?
An idea.
Are you still there, Jack?
And then,
okay.
hello?
Yeah. So you're going to want to start just from the beginning because you cut in and out too much, so we didn't get anything out of that.
All right, I'm sorry. I think with that, well, when we're writing and stuff, we'll take a song idea from somebody and jam it, and it will turn into something completely different to the original idea. So, yeah, I think that's sort of how we work.
Well,
most of our songs have come from jamming them.
Well, it's always interesting, and a curiosity to me is how that works because each band is different in how they function. It's always interesting to me to hear how the dynamic works, and kind of gives you more of an insight and more of an appreciation for the work and just the hard work and the amount of hours put in to do these songs because I can't say from personal experience, but from what I've heard and what I've seen, I know it's not exactly the easiest thing. It can be a big pain in the butt a lot of times just because things don't go the way you want them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is really difficult, but it's all worth it in the end.
Well, it's just like we were talking about on the break about what actually what a pain this song was to record with the issues you guys had.
Yeah, well, like I said to you on the break, at the time of us recording, we didn't have a bass player in the band, so we had to get our producer to play the bass for us. So that single, it was basically just three of us in the band at that point. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff put into that song, like a lot of instruments, but it was just a lot of overdubs and stuff in the studio. But the problem we found with that song was it was very hard to pull off live because we had organs in that song and everything. We couldn't pull that off playing live because we don't have, you know, a pianist or anything or an organ player.
Right.
Or actually, we all agreed next time we went into the studio, we would promise to literally just do the instruments we play and keep it as raw as we can. Because I think we've gotten a little bit too ahead of ourselves with the production.
Well, it's always good to experiment, though. So, are you gonna do Under Your Thumb again, just without the organs in it, and see how it sounds, or have you guys already tried it?
No, we've performed it a lot of times without the organ. It still sounds good. It's just it doesn't sound like the recording. And I think there's still things that we need to work on live to get it exactly like the recording. But I don't think the organ's a big problem in the song if we play it live.
Well, no, you're right, because, I mean, it's in there, but it's not as prominent as some other songs would be, and, makes things a bit easier to kind of omit that part of the song. But also, working it over, I mean, even though it doesn't sound exactly like the CD, there are going to be obviously little differences when you play live. But if it still sounds cool, it's just something that, I mean, I personally, it wouldn't matter to me. Like, it doesn't sound like CD, but still they did an awesome job. I mean, people will still appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about keeping your recorded stuff as a thing for you to listen to, and then when you actually come to the shows and listen to it get played live and it gets played differently, you might have a different, form of appreciation for the music. Like, it sounds different because it's live rather to the recording. Some people might think that it's a bad thing, but some people might appreciate it.
Well, no, because being
good feedback.
Well, that's right. But the thing is, being live is your guys' chance to be even more creative because, you can extend these songs a little bit. You can play around with it a little bit because you can hit that breakdown, and throw in like an extra solo or maybe like a quick little drum solo. Who knows? Like,
we've already started doing that in some of our older music. Like, there'll be sections where it'll break down, and we'll put, like, I've recently, with one of our old songs called Can't Seem to Shake You Off, and then I'm playing drums along with him. So it's like sort of, we made like an interesting, like, sort of extension to the song.
Well, and that's always fun. That's something I always I hope to hear. I mean, I don't expect it for every single song, but there's gonna be that one song where the band is gonna elaborate on it, or they're gonna make it into a medley. They'll mix like 2 or 3 songs with it. Most of the time it comes out pretty good, but there are times where it's been the medley hasn't flown the way it probably should have.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes you love your music again. I mean, if you're playing your songs over and over again, you tend to get sick of them very quick.
That I don't doubt. I mean, it's
every band's theory, really. But if you put your mind to it and extend the songs and make them new and interesting to you, you learn to love them again.
See, that I can definitely agree with, just for the simple fact that it's awesome to hear, let's say, that the lead track off your EP or album or song you wanted to go as the first single, and it sounds really cool, but just like a lot of people, after they've heard it, let's say for the 200th time, it's still a good tune, but they're kind of growing just a little weary of it. They're ready for something new. So seeing in concert played and then having it added onto it just makes the experience that much better. So it's not like people in the crowd going like, no, yes, they're playing the song, but I just, even live, I'm kind of getting bored.
Well, if you know what to expect, like you expect the chorus to come up, and then you've put in a drum solo in, it's gonna go, whoa, we're expecting that.
And that's the sort of thing I appreciate, man. And one thing
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and this is probably like my favorite improv. I saw it live in person and again live on TV. But it was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and they were playing "Last Dance with Mary Jane." And the very almost tail end of the song, where they got that last solo, they carried it on. But holy crap, man, did it ever sound amazing! Like I was blown away. I was just like loving this. Like they actually didn't want this whole to end because they're doing such good things to it. Like this is awesome. So that was probably the best one I've ever seen or heard. So,
I've seen the Foo Fighters, and they're like profound for doing extensions on songs, like stacked actors. They carry that thing on for 7 minutes of all sorts of stuff. Like when they played Wembley Arena in London,
right.
they done the Hocus Pocus Focus, and they put that like a music medley inside the song, and it just sounded brilliant.
That's awesome. See, that's what I've seen them once, and the one time I saw them was pretty much when they first came out, when Dave Grohl said, "Yes, I am Foo Fighters, and here's the band. We're going with this." So
I've only seen them in like the recent years. Like he sort of asked the audience like who's been to see us before, and because they're my favourite band, I was sort of like, I've never seen them before, and like put my hand up in the crowd, and then he was like, "What's wrong with you?" But he just. So yeah, I felt pretty bad considering they've been my favourite band for years, and like I've only like seen them in the past couple of years.
Well, you can't go wrong with them just because Dave Grohl is such a good musician, like all-around musician, and just the people he's jammed with. He's got a huge like laundry list of people he's jammed with. But the thing is with him is he's not going out there to try to do. All right, well, we'll continue this conversation hopefully in just 1 second there. But we'll try again, and here we go again. Hopefully we'll get Jack back on the line just momentarily here. So until then, I will finish my Foo Fighters / Dave Grohl story. But that's awesome that he got to see them just recently, and the fact that they got pointed out by Dave Grohl, like that's something to remember, something to be said for sure. Just because there's nothing like getting pointed out like that at a concert, in a good way, mind you, because obviously there have been bad ways, and we've talked about that before. One being Queens of the Stone Age. I'm not sure how long ago this was, probably 3 or 4 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. They were in the Netherlands doing a show, and we got Jack back. So I'm just finishing up Queens of the Stone Age story here, just to recap real quick. They played a show about 4 years ago, and just talking about being pointed out by the singer of the band, that sort of thing. And this guy was fingered out horribly just because he was being a douche. And the song had stopped, and Josh Homme goes, "Bring the lights." He goes, "The cocksucker in the white T-shirt." and so everybody looks at him, and they're like, because they want him out. And guys, when he goes by and say, "Hey, cocksucker, eat a bag of dicks."
Oh my, yeah, I've seen that video.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I started dying. It's like, man, good for you. Like, really, good for you. You're right. You come to the show to play for the fans, not for some jackass in the crowd who wants to be a douche.
Yeah. I remember watching one where they played Norwegian Wood, and he was really sick.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he came on stage and said, like, the doctors told us we can't.
All right.
And it was amazing. But there was like this guy with black hair. I don't know what he'd done to him. I think he threw something at him in the crowd, but he picked him out and said, "You with the black fucking hair!" And like just got him up on the stage, picked up a shoe I think he threw at him and just launched, and he said, "Go back to your mum's house, you 12-year-old cunt."
Yeah.
But it was pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Well,
but I think
it was funny.
So funny.
Yeah. But you did cut out, so the part you missed is you saying the doctors say we shouldn't have played. I have a fever 105 degrees, and I shouldn't be playing. Come here to play for you guys, not for this asshole.
Yeah.
So that's the part that you actually got cut out there for a second, but I've seen it, so I know what he said.
Yeah.
So
I just love that. I love that moment. It's probably one of his best highlighted moments.
Well, and that's right. And I don't get it where you pay such a good.
Yeah, I've just got this attraction for artists who are like I don't know, like arseholes in a way, but like still passionate about the music, but still kind of got the arsehole edge to them.
Well, that's right. I mean, but the thing is, these people are paying good money, and now they're being annoyed by these people in the crowd, like tossing stuff at them. So I don't blame them. I mean, Dave Grohl even stopped the show about 3 years ago, and literally stopped the show completely, brought up the house lights, and said, "That guy, get him out now. We're not playing until the guy's out of here."
Yeah, I think that was iTunes Festival when he was starting to fight in the crowd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but good for them to do something like that, because I mean, like, they're right, and like I said, I don't get it. You pay get that good money, and then you get thrown out.
I don't think it makes them look like an arsehole by picking someone up the crowd and saying you're being out of order, get out.
Oh no, not at all.
Because you've got consideration for everyone in the audience.
Absolutely, and people talk about that afterwards.
It makes you look better, to be honest. But I don't think I'd have the confidence to pick people off the audience like that. But they've been in the game for years, so I suppose they don't care anymore.
Yeah. Well, you get used to it. But one quick thing is, like I was saying about Dave Grohl just before he got cut off, real quick, was the fact that he's jammed with so many people and he's got such a long list, and he's one of those guys, like, he's not looking to pick out the famous people. He just wants to go out and play.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing about him. He's like, you're kind of you're down to earth next door neighbor kid who just wants to jam.
Sure. One person I would love to jam with one day. I know it's probably not possible, but he's jammed with everybody. Like, it's unreal. He's had an untoppable career. Yeah,
like literally everybody. Like, you almost can't think of a name of a person he hasn't jammed with. I mean,
he's best mates with Paul McCartney. He's jammed with Bruce Springsteen. He's played in the White House.
Exactly. He's them Crooked Vultures with Josh Homme and John Paul Jones. Are you still there, Jack? So
I love that album, mate. I just think it's fantastic.
You know what? There were talks for a while that they're going to do a second album, and it just never materialized, just because he's just so busy. But we've sidetracked enough. Let's get back to the band, because we talked about playing live. Do you guys have any shows coming up or any shows planned?
We've got some for next month. Not so much this month, because we're focusing on writing more music, because we've been a band now for a while. We've literally been playing shows of the same music, and I think it's because we've been sidetracked of getting new bass players in. I think it's about time we sort of went, come on, let's write some music, let's get our heads down and get some new music to the people. But because our bass player now, I'm massively influenced by his old band, and he's decided that he's asked the other guys in his old band if he can bring some of his songs over.
Okay.
So we're sort of learning his songs as well as writing our own. So we're coming back stronger than ever, really.
Now, are you guys good with that? The fact that you're bringing, like, because were the songs were obviously we're using their band, but do you guys kind of rework them the way you guys wanted to hear them, or how'd that go?
I think they don't sound like the recordings or anything, or they don't sound like his band played them. It sounds how we play them. So I think that's really good. It sounds different and everything, but I think it sounds good. It really is.
Oh, that's cool. Just because when I think of that, I mean, it's essentially transferring music from one band to another. You always hope the band will put their own spin on it and not try to kind of match it, because that's one problem a lot of these artists have going solo from the main bands, is when they go do the album solo, and people are expecting it to sound like the band when they should know better that it's going to be different. It's not going to be exactly like the music, because otherwise it wouldn't be a solo project, right? So. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's good. I think it's all going to come together in the next couple of months, though. I mean, he's got his own stuff and type of songwriting style, so it's a really good thing. Like, we both write the music the same way, because I'm influenced by the way he writes. So the fact that he's now in our band, it's kind of like that guy that I've loved his band from Liverpool for years.
You still there, Jack? Still there, Jack? All right, we lost Jack, so we'll get him back in just a moment here, and we'll try to get him to pick up where he left off, because he said it was one of his favorite bands in Liverpool for years, and we'll try to pick up from them and from there. Now, got you back, Jack?
Yes.
Okay, so you left off saying one of your favorite bands in Liverpool for years.
Yeah, it's just he's been that band that he's been in that plays in Liverpool for years. He's been our influence. Well, mine personally, he's been my influence, and the fact that he's in our band now playing bass for us it's like we've got our secret weapon.
Oh, right.
Really.
So you said the next few months that you guys are going to be writing new tunes. Now, do you have a projection for an EP coming out within the next, say, 4 or 5 months, maybe a little bit longer?
Well, we've already got songs in place for an EP, but I think some songs are stronger than others. So once we've wrote a couple of new songs, but we've got a lot of ideas floating around. It's just we need to piece them together and put them together. We'll probably have an EP coming out in the summer, and we've already got like all the artwork idea and everything in place. So I think we're expecting to bring out more music in the next couple of months.
Well, right on. You know what? It's all about the arrangement, as you guys know very, very well. So, and that in itself can be a bit of a tedious and long process sometimes. And still there, Jack? And we lost him. All right, let's try to get him back for these last few minutes and wrap this up. So, I'm not giving up without a fight. And hopefully we'll have him back here in just a moment. Come on, Skype. So, well, you know, try again. This doesn't happen too often. This hasn't happened in a long time, so I do apologize for this, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. I think it possibly may be the studio he is in. Unfortunately, cutting his signal in and out. But we're almost there. So let's hang up and try again, see if we can get a hold of Jack. And hopefully we'll get him back and finish this up. Come on. Well, at the very least, I hope you guys have enjoyed what we've been able to get through. And I do apologize for the inconvenience of the in and outs. But I hope you enjoyed their song Under Your Thumb. And hearing that, I'm sure you guys, like I am, are looking forward to hearing more new music from them in the next few months. So can't wait to see what they come up with. And let's give this another shot another time. Come on. Come on. Not giving up. There we go. There we go. We got you back.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So we just left off pretty much that the next minutes will be writing new music and hopefully have an EP out by the summer.
Yeah.
All right. Last and final question, and it's awesome that we made through this. Like I said, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to go down without a fight here. So we'll make this work no matter what. But since we're using a form of it, how has the social media worked for you? Really? Can't win today with Skype. I guess I go again. Come on, just need to finish this up. Well, guys, I do apologize for this, but I'm pretty sure we can get him. Pretty certain we can get him back. There we go. We got you back.
There we go.
All right. So the question was, is since we're using a form of it, how has the social media worked for you in the band? I.e., like SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook, that sort of thing.
Say that again. Sorry.
I said, how has the social media worked for you since we're using a form of it, like Twitter, SoundCloud, Facebook, that sort of thing?
Well, to be honest, there's a lot of bands obviously on Facebook and Twitter that make band profiles and try and promote themselves, but people just aren't interested really. There's like, oh, another band, why should I listen to you? Stuff like that.
Right.
Recently we've been a management company called Momu Management, and he's sort of been promoting for us and contacted himself and really promoting us. So I think if it weren't for him, I think we would have.
Oh, come on. You know where he's going with that. It's funny you're to finish it, not me. This will help out Jack and Watchtower. Oh, we'll try to get that finished up. Let's just try this once more. And hopefully we'll get him. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, Skype. I do apologize for this, guys. All right. Let's see if we can finish this up. So, if it weren't for him...
If it weren't for him, we would have been another one of them bands, really, that have just have our names on Facebook and everyone's just ignoring us. He's really helped promote us as a band, and we really owe it all to him.
Well, man, it's always good to have someone like that who knows how to do the promotions and get that stuff kind of moving, because it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, to try to promote a band and get them out there and get them known.
I mean, to have somebody that believes in you, other than your own band believing in yourselves, having somebody that believes enough in your band to push you out there, I think it's an honour to work with somebody like that. And the fact that they love your music and they really believe that you can do well, I think it's a really good thing to have somebody like that.
Absolutely, and it's yeah. There's not much else you can say to that. It's just nice and good and lucky to have someone like that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, Jack, I want to thank you very much for the time. I know we had a few issues. I do apologize for that, but like I said, we were gonna get through this, and we got through this. So
yes, go through it.
Hopefully, next time we do this, it'll the connection won't be lagging as much, and we'll get a straight conversation without a couple little unwanted breaks. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, I'll try and get the Skype on my laptop rather than my phone next time, so it'll be a bit easier to talk and hopefully won't get any disconnection.
Yeah, well, you know what? We made it through, and I do appreciate you taking the time. I do appreciate your patience for this and everybody listening. So thank you again, and we'll definitely talk when that EP comes out in the summer.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks very much for having me.
No problem. And whatever you like, you can always send me new tunes. I'll put them on the air for you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. We'll have some new music out soon, so we'll definitely keep you posted on it.
I'll definitely keep in touch, Jack. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, guys. That was Jack from Watchtower, and do appreciate your patience with a few Skype issues we had, but we did get through it, and it was a lot of fun. And Jack had a lot of cool stuff to say about the band, and it's going to be interesting to see what they come out with in the next few months and an EP in the summer. So until next time, and hopefully next time we won't have too many Skype issues. Sometimes it happens, but we did get through it, and I'll do everything to get the interview and make sure it gets done properly, and we got through it. So until then, guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you very, very soon. Until then, Bones out.